Good morning, everybody. Time for a little walk through the town infrastructure style. I'm going to be pointing out what is the problem with the city of Orange's infrastructure, one block at a time. Let's walk. Let's walk, everybody. Let's walk. Okay. Let's walk, everybody. How y'all doing out there? Yes, this is being taped. This is not going to be live. But there is IRL things happening with this journalism. So I'm on a public sidewalk. So if your license plate does get hit because of me walking on a public sidewalk, well, your car is fair game because you're on a public street and I'm on a public sidewalk. So there's no need for me to censor out your license plates. Under protection of law under the First Amendment. Because I'm able to record on public sidewalks. Okay, let's take a moment to tell you where I'm going to be walking. Okay? As I go up to this corner up there, I'll swing the camera. Now let's get going. So, as I get to this corner up top, we're going to hang up a left. Then we're going to go on another left. That will take us to an alleyway where we will start our walk through the infrastructure and the port infrastructure of this city. Now I have to be quiet because of my neighbor's pets. Almost about ready. So we're gonna take another left. It'll be an alley here. And yes, if I catch your license plate, I don't have any right to censor your license plate because it's a public sidewalk. You can see this alley is not being maintained based on standards that I would respect as a mayor to keep these alleyways clean. If you look at these poles, like I told you, everything's going to be detailed in Doge style. You can see the graffiti is all over this wall, right? Like I showed you in the last video. Look at how bad the graffiti is, right? Plus, if you look at these walls, they're bad too. And look at the poles. These poles scream, replace me. These are poles that are disgusting and they're poorly built. Because these things can be infested with termites. If you look all the way up that way, you'll see that pole right there starting to buckle and bend. Right? You'll see it in buckle bend. Is buckling and bending. It's bending the opposite way. You'll see it's buckling. Right? You'll see it's buckling. And when that buckles and snaps, all those power lines are going to do something to something if that indeed falls apart like that. You can see the high wire voltage lines. If it were to buckle and break, those voltage lines stop and break too. This means this mayor is already over one during this walk. Keep walking with me. You'll see more graffiti marked walls being painted by people who are not taking their job serious. How about just paint the whole wall? Not just the marked spots. Right? Color the whole wall how a wall is supposed to be painted. If you're gonna paint it, make sure you paint it the correct way. Don't just do a half-ass job like this mayor is telling his workers to paint walls half-ass. So everything is right now looking like it's half-assery. I'm trying to protect license plate numbers through this alley as much as possible, because sometimes my neighbors will be not as smart as me to make sure their cars are not in full view. If you look at everything is so bad. These poles, all these poles, they scream, fix me. But the overarching problem is you can't fix this problem. You have to change this problem by putting power lines into the ground. Because this infrastructure that currently California has right now, if you continue to walk with me, is a power issue. And the power company known as Edison is a monopoly in the state, and PG&E as well. This is the byproduct of having Edison and P&G in charge of your electricity. They won't fix or try to innovate and put the wires in the ground. This is why the Pacific Palisades fire was so violent, because of these mistakes by PG&E and Edison. My mayor does not give a crap about changing that either. Keep walking. More graffiti right here too. More graffiti. And now I'm going to show you what I do not like to see in a power grid. You see the little thing up there that is splicing connected wires? I don't like seeing that because that could cause a short and it could cause a spark. Look how bad all this wiring is. Look how rustic it is and rusty. This is all rusty here. Keep walking with me. More graffiti. Again, here's more graffiti right here. This is all graffiti here as well. All you see in white is graffiti. This mayor has no idea what he's doing here in the city. This is just by my house too. Graffiti everywhere. This mayor does not give a crap about trying to put a stop to the thuggery. This is infrastructure plus I'm showing you the graffiti everywhere too. So now, if you go up here, you'll see power lines again. And I want you to pay attention that this power pole has a 50 on it. You'll see it right there. It will say 50, and that's called a transformer. Right? That's a transformer. And as I walk, continue to walk, you'll see another transformer out in the distance on the second pole. But as I get past that pole, I'm going to make a turn. And I'm going to show you the pole I just walked by probably has a problem for me. That pole seems like it's straight, right? But if you take a look at this pole right here, this is the pole I'm talking about right here. You'll see this pole right here is screaming fall on top of that house. If you look at it carefully as I walk past it. Excuse my neighbors for barking. You can see it's swaying. You can see it swaying that way. More power lines up there. Sorry for the dogs barking. you're gonna get unedited, all raw. So I want you to hear everything unedited so it's authentic to you, the watcher. See, all these power lines are all interconnected with a lot of different things. If you can see this, a lot of these power lines are not set up properly. It will always be situated with old infrastructure that needs to be replaced and put into the ground. See, all these poles, like again, I will show you more details. You see right here, it's all cracking. That means this pole is screaming, I'm gonna fall at any point. Means this governor and this mayor has decided to forego their responsibilities. So you need to understand that. This is what you get from a Doge candidate. They're going to be able to show you everything. Look at the pole right there. That pole right there is leaning that way. It's trying to fall on top of that house over there. That's what happens into the Pacific Palisades fire too. There was a lot of poles that were not installed correctly or had proper anchors to make sure like this stuff doesn't fall into houses and cause more of a problem. And yes, if you look at this whole pole is a problem. This pole is a problem for not only this house, but that house, and that house. This pole is a problem for that house and that house. Because this pole right here will fall. And if you look at how you know it's starting to have that trait, if you go here, you'll see the little cracks in the pole, which we know this could be infested with termites at any point. And if that happens, it'll fall over. We're coming up to another pole with the same issue here. So this mare is pretty bad right now. I'm always going to be transparent and honest with y'all, the watcher, as I run for office for mayor, as a journalist too. We're already 12 minutes in this walk. You see a problem already? I do. See, the mayor should be able to send garbage trucks 6 days a week. Doesn't do it. See, if you look at this pole, another problem pole. Look how violent the cracks are. Look how violent this crack is right here. And they think these little metal things are going to hold that shit. They're mistakenly wrong. Because all they're doing is actually making it break even faster by doing that. And this pole right here, this pole right here is bending that way. So if it's bending that way, it's a problem for that house and this house too. What a dumb mayor, right? We're going to keep walking because we're now going to exit the alley. So now we're at 13 minutes in. Now we're going to hang a right towards the high school. And don't worry, I will make sure I get street numbers so you understand where we walk from too. Okay, we're gonna go across the crosswalk. Now we're going across the crosswalk. Hope you're having a good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a great morning. And now we're gonna talk about trees now. A part of the infrastructure problem as well. Now, I'm gonna get on my knee. I'm gonna show you those trees right here. There's 3 of them. They're all problematic trees because if you look, they're swaying towards these trees right here. Those trees right there are swaying towards the, what we call the asphalt, which cars park under. You can see a lot of cars right here that are parked under those trees. So if that tree falls, that's a lawsuit by the occupants of the house. Because I want to make you understand the sidewalk is city property. This grass line right here is also city property. Okay? I just wanted to get you jurisdiction out of the way so you understand what I'm talking to you about. See, these trees are problematic. They all have buckles and sways, and they're growing like a vine straight up in the air. Okay? These trees are all a problem that have to be removed. Okay, we're gonna walk across, and we're gonna do a very short pan out onto the left with the camera, and I will explain to you a lot more in detail what's going on. Even this tree right here, excuse me, even this tree is pointing towards the street all the way up. All the way up, you'll see it. You'll see all the way up. It's pointing that way. Okay, keep taking a walk. Now we're gonna just do a composition look down in the middle of the crosswalk. Okay, and you'll start to see the same problem on this street. Okay, if you look at all these power lines, they're trying to fall down this way. Some of them are going to try to fall down this way too. But all these power lines, even the light, you see the red truck right there? You see that red truck? See that little light up there? Even that light post is trying to fall into the street. And if you look, you'll see a tree, and you'll see a palm tree where my finger is. That palm tree is trying to fall to the street. So we not only have bad infrastructure, we have bad waste management. We also have bad shrub management in the state, in the city here too. So everything right now is an O for the mayor. Now we're gonna walk to another street. Again, I'm walking on public sidewalk. Anything I catch within this walk is protected under the First Amendment because I'm on public walkways. So if your license plate gets hit, I don't have to censor it. Based on the First Amendment, I don't have to provide you safety because I'm already providing you safety by documenting these things too. So if you look here, this pole, you can see there's a climbing pole right there with pegs in it. That pole has to get replaced. That can't stay that way. Look at this. Look how lazy these people are. If you look here, why do you need two fucking power poles? Waste of fucking money. Just put these power lines into the ground and you'll save a lot more. Again, cracks everywhere. Cracks everywhere forming. And you're putting more unnecessary weight onto this pole by this pole. You're putting more weight by this onto this, which will make this infrastructure a lot weaker. So all you're doing, Mayor, is you're kind of making your stuff look gross. This doesn't look like a professional mayor has running things in this city. We're gonna walk. We're almost done with this walk, ladies and gentlemen. If you see that pole right there, that pole is actually saying, "Scream, let me fall down," too, as well. If we pan to this sector, you don't see all that many poles around in this cul-de-sac. I don't care about dogs. I'm trying to protect your animal's life. Again, I'm walking on public sidewalks. Anything I catch on public sidewalks is fair game. No censorship of license plates is necessary. That's another disclaimer I'm going to tell y'all. I catch your license plate, I don't censor it because I'm on public sidewalks. Okay, so what we're going to do here is look at this pole right next to this tree. Another bad mark for the mayor. This pole is splitting. You can see all the split. You can see the split here, all the way down, all the way up. And look, it's splitting on every single portion of this pole. This pole is saying, "Scream, let me fall." The reason why I'm not going to have to show you every single pole is because all these poles have problems. All of them do. They have some kind of degree of problems. Told you, you're going to get extreme detail. Up and close to the person of the pole as well. Again, I'm walking on public sidewalks. Your license plate is not a priority to protect under the First Amendment. Again, this pole right here has all the same problems. Severe cracks, severe holes. So this mayor needs to either resign or have a primary challenge that I will provide him. So far, we're 21 minutes in this walk, 21 minutes going on 22, and there's a mountain of problems already shown to y'all within just a short period of time. Okay, so now we're going to come up to another street, and you're going to see another tree right here that's in camera view that is going to be in focus here. This tree right here is trying to fall over to that house. It will cause that house some infrastructure problems if it were to fall. And if you look down the middle of this street, you'll see a lot of trees falling over that way. You'll have a lot of trees forming up like a little vine. That could be a problem with wind shear. So there's a lot of problems with the city in just a short amount of a walk of a block or two. Keep walking with me. Again, public sidewalks, I don't have to protect your license plate numbers under the First Amendment. I have to keep disclaiming that so I don't get banned on X. Because the cars don't own the street, the city does, which is the public walkway. Okay, the reason why I'm doing a larger walk with you all today, that's going to be probably an hour, could be less, is because I need to be able to provide more than just a few minutes. Because providing just a few minutes is not conclusive evidence for y'all to thinking I'm telling the truth. Again, public sidewalks, not necessarily needing to protect your license plate number during the First Amendment. If you don't want your license plate number revealed, do better to protect yourself by parking somewhere else. Okay, we're gonna go through this street and we're gonna hit a road called Santiago Rancho Road. Make sure you always walk across the crosswalk, ladies and gentlemen. Don't try to jaywalk. Your life is not worth killing yourself over a shorter route. Don't take shortcuts. Reason why I can't stand in this middle, because it's a stoplight. But I can stand right here and show you those power lines are going to try to fall over too if you look down that way. Okay? Those power lines have problems too. All of this, the whole city has power line issues up the wazoo. Again, power line issues up the wazoo. See how that's bent and distorted? You gotta understand, to protect the citizens, you gotta do better to protect the infrastructure. That one right there is trying to fall over on that house too. And it has a transformer right on top. That's so dangerous for that house. Hello there. Journalism 101. Have a wonderful day. So we're going to walk to another pole right here. You're going to see this pole right here. This pole right here. That one right there is trying to fall over to the street. Because see, look at the sway. Look at the bending. Look at the distortion of the pole trying to fall over. Again, full disclosure for X, I'm walking on public sidewalks. I don't have to protect the license plate numbers if I'm following the law and the First Amendment constitutionally given right, which is an inalienable right. We're going to be passing this pole right here, but you'll see another pole with the same issues with a lot of poles that I've already shown you. Infrastructure is horrible in the city of Orange. The reason why you're seeing sidewalk walking is because I am on public sidewalk. Everything I record on the public sidewalk is legal. And it's not considered doxing. It's considered journalism. See, if you look at this pole right here, it's falling over to the street. It is falling over to the street and it wants to scream, fall over and hurt somebody. I'll try not to get you in the video if you carefully don't walk in front. I will try to protect you, the pedestrian. Hello there.
Hi.
Morning. Journalism. Have a wonderful day, sir. Again, you see where my feet are walking? This is a public sidewalk. Again, I don't have the right to have to protect your license plate number because I'm not infringing on private property. That's another disclaimer for you, X. So you can't ban my account. Because you will only ban accounts for breaking the law. Okay, now we're going to see another pole coming up right now. Right here. It's right by that white and brown house. And by a trash can and a truck. Right? I'm always going to be truthful and honest to you guys. That pole right there is falling, trying to scream, fall over and hit another house. What is this mayor doing? What is this governor doing? They're not protecting you, the citizens here, right? They're not protecting you guys. I will. And I know Steve will, who is going to currently run for the Republicans. Hopefully Steve and I can collaborate on this type of stuff so we can help deliver California to the Republican Party, which is desperately needed. Mr. Steve, if you're going to see this video, this will help you, not hurt you. So now we're going to go to another pole as we're going to cross the crosswalk here. We're not going to jaywalk. We're not rule breakers as conservatives. All these poles scream, I want to fall. Look at all these poles down that way. Look how they're distorted. That way, whichever way they're going. This is poor infrastructure 101. This is so poor. So poor, so unnecessary. Okay, gotta make sure I walk this way. Make sure. This pole right here is connected to those poles that are all deformed. And look, not only are these poles right there, ladies and gentlemen, deformed. Look what is around them. Trees, shrubs, to catch on fire, to actually put more houses at risk. This is why we need, they're all right there. This is why we need to have these wires underground in the state of California. Okay, that's why. Let's keep moving. Let's keep on moving and trucking. This pole right here, the darker pole I'm walking towards, is trying to fall. Okay, so if you look at that pole, right? Okay, give me a second, it'll focus. If you take a look at that pole, not this pole, but the other pole right there, it's trying to fall that way. Another loss for the mayor. Keep walking with me. You're gonna find everything wrong with my city, and I will tell you this. There is a variation to this in every single city in America. So my work is probably being replicated around the country. So if you look at this pole, look at the inverted way this pole is set up. This pole right here is an inverted setup. You see these little electric circle looking things up there? Right there? That is supposed to be that way, not inverted. This is how you know there's lazy work being done by the mayor and his workers. We're almost to the crux of where I think we have a solution to our problems. Now, if you look down this street, you're going to find similar problems with all those poles. They're going to have cracks in them. They're going to try to fall over every which way and all that good stuff, right? So now we got to understand, why is the infrastructure failing? It's because we have poor leadership. So, and I'm trying not to catch pedestrians passing by because I like to respect their privacy as they walk. Not going to catch you in camera view. You're good. Have a wonderful day. So if you look at here, all these poles are bad. All of them are bad. They're not good. They're all bad. All poles are bad. Even that cement pole over there by Center Street is bad. Even that cement pole or metallic pole is having bend and given to it. Again, we're going to come up to another street. We're going to take some good little shots. See, a lot of these poles right down there all have the same problem. They're going to fall over on houses. This whole infrastructure, power grid structure is horrible in the state of California, and it's especially bad here in the city of Orange. This is just one block of horrible infrastructure. One block. This is not even a mile, and there's so many problems with low-hanging wires that are bound to break and do damage. Look, all this is bad infrastructure, all of it. When are our politicians going to wake up? Huh? I don't think they're going to wake up too soon, because they're all power hungry. And I bet the state of California's establishment politicians are all bought and paid for by the city of Edison, but not the city of Edison, but the company this known as Edison, who is the leader and our primary source of electricity. Edison is that company, who is authority of our electricity. And the other one that has authority is PG&E, who is controlling of the electricity other places in California. Southern California is all controlled by California Edison. Up north is all controlled by PG&E, which all these companies will have the same infrastructural power pole problems because they're all built based on the same model. They're basically the same company, PG&E and California Edison. These poles have all problems. Another, I'll just go here. You'll see the cracks forming on all these poles. If you look down this street here, you'll see they're all bending and trying to fall over. Told you I would know how to get the Pearl Street visuals done correctly. That's the sidebar that my mother told me I can't go into certain other jurisdictional realms just for safety precautions. I know how to take safety precautions if there's a bad neighborhood, because it's all about taking and keeping your distance at some points. That's what journalism 101 is, making sure you're able to take care of your own security and safety. We're coming up to a major cross street called Chapman. We're gonna walk down Chapman. Okay? Again, I'm walking on public sidewalks. I don't have to protect your licenses or your license plate numbers. This is a very fun walk for y'all to understand and get kind of good knowledge of how the First Amendment works and how to look at what your your city is operating and what it's struggling and lacking. The reason why I'm walking on this side of the road is because we're gonna walk up to a place where there could be a fix to a power problem in the city of Orange. It's called a sub-power station, which I believe needs to be renovated. You'll see it in a second. And as soon as I walk on the blacktop, I'm on private property, so I have to stay on the sidewalk here. And if I walk on dirt, I could be violating law. But if you look here, it says keep out high voltage. Keep out. This is a sub-power station here. All electricity goes through here. Okay? So if this could be set up this way and have power going into the ground, instead of these power poles that are going to cause fires everywhere, I say put them in the ground and build more sub-power stations so you can prevent forest fires and fires in general. And then you can keep the lights on during wind season in the state of California. And you can keep the lights on in the city of Orange. Right now, our politicians are asleep at the wheel. They don't know how to solve the problems I'm addressing here for y'all today. It can be a little loud. We're on surface streets. A little loud, okay? I mean, it's everywhere. You could look down that street. They're all like trying to fall over that way as well. We're going to come up to another street, and I'll make sure I get shots going that way as well, and that way as well. That way as well. Okay? See, this power station is the wave of the future. But do politicians want to renovate this and put all the power lines in the ground from here? Is that the wave of the future? I think so, putting power lines into the ground. Not keeping them above ground where they can catch things on fire. Yeah, I'm a little amped. Take a little bit of hydroxy. I will always deliver though. I always am a man of my word to deliver all the goods. This is why I own the city. Another pole trying to fall over that way. Again, I'm walking on public sidewalks. I don't have any reason to protect your licenses or your license plate numbers. Protect it under the First Amendment. It's an inalienable right, constitutionally given by God. I am going to try at my best to keep people off of the video camera. This is not me trying to question people of the public. This is not what this video is for today. This is to get you how I cover things as a journalist. See all the power lines? Gonna cause a lot of massive problems. These are all massive problem power lines. All of them are. All of them are. Again, I'm still walking on public sidewalks. Another disclaimer. We are 42 minutes in this walk, ladies and gentlemen. And you saw a whole lot of problems. Right? We're seeing a whole bunch of these problems. Oh, you have to get across. I don't have to get you in the camera. I don't like capturing people in camera. I don't like being rude like that. See, if you look down this way, you're going to see a lot more power line problems there. I kind of tripped over myself because of how bad the roadways are built here. Look at that tripping hazard by our mayor set up. That's horrible placement by a cinder block. How rude and inconvenient. Whew. Okay, so we're gonna hit this little walk sign here. But again, this is another accident ready to happen. This could get the city sued. Another way of looking at these poles, they're poorly built and stuff like that. I have to kind of hurry across the street, running out of time. But do you see those power poles are bending and swaying in all the wrong directions? See that one power pole just across that Chapman side, and you see it just right over there. It's trying to fall over. Almost. More bad trees over there. Sorry that's a leaf blower. Like I said, I'm not going to edit any of this stuff out because I need you to see everything in reality TV style setup, okay? Authenticity and realness is what I go for. Again, I'm going to stop in a second. If you look right there, all these power poles all around Orange have the same problem. Cracks, ready to fall over, poorly built, time to put electric lines into the ground to prevent fires and natural disasters. See, by this restaurant called Moreno's, you'll see these trees right there. Those are problem trees that have to be removed. Look how bent they are. Look how, if a 100-mile-an-hour wind gust happens, those are snapping and breaking and hurting people. Bad leadership by the mayor again. Okay, let's see. Back there, kind of tripped. Kind of funny. I want you to see those things too, so you know you're getting everything real. Nothing edited, nothing that you can say it's fake, because everything's going to be unedited and raw and unfiltered. But what you're not going to get me to do is curse. See, these all power poles have to get replaced. They're bending, swerving. They're going to hurt. This whole city's in trouble infrastructurally. This whole city is. We're coming up to 50 minutes. We're at the 47:32 marker right now of the first day of coverage of the City of Orange's infrastructure. If you look at that pole right there, it's trying to fall over again. That pole off to the distance is trying to fall over as well. I told you. This is not open source intelligence. This is human source intelligence, because a human is bringing it to you by their self. Just letting you know. This is real journalism, not open source intelligence journalism. All these power lines have to get back into the ground so we can prevent a lot of natural bad disasters. We're coming up to another street called Esplanade. And yes, I will have the camera pointing that way and that way. It's so glad to be my own boss too, so I can bring you these pictures. And I don't have to answer to anybody, which is so great. So great to be an independent journalist where I don't have to answer to bosses. So beautiful. All these poles too right here. This pole right here is gonna fall over. All those poles down there are gonna have the same problem. That pole over there will have the problems. All these poles in the city of Orange will fall over eventually. You know what's not gonna happen? The mayor caring about it. All right. We are still walking on public sidewalk, protected under the First Amendment, full disclosure. Public sidewalks is perfectly fair game to record from. So if you keep walking with me, there's going to be a lot more power poles to have to be worried about. And the infrastructure of the city of Orange is really lackluster here. I will be coming up to a stop point to show you another pole. Again, I don't have to protect your license plate numbers or blur them out because of the First Amendment allowed to record on public sidewalks. Okay, if you see the Domino's pizza over in that area right there, you'll see Domino's. You'll see that power pole right over there. You'll see the power pole just above where that truck passed and that bus passed. That pole is gonna fall down and hurt somebody too. Again, I don't like getting passerbys in camera. They didn't do anything wrong. So I'm not trying to catch people walking. That's what I'm not trying to do. See that pole? That pole right above that shop, that's going to be a bad pole too. We're coming up to an hour of day one. Day two will be coming out Wednesday. We'll do another block Wednesday to show you more absolutely disturbing photos of how poorly the infrastructure is in the city of Orange. Our journey will be over probably in the next 15-20 minutes. But all these poles are outdated and they're gonna pose a general public risk. All of them are. Trees, graffiti. We're all seeing the pictures that a city's mayor is out to lunch and doesn't care. I haven't even shown you the trash on the floor yet. That'll be for another day, probably Wednesday. But you saw the trash in the alleys. Not being picked up, not being cared for. More trees out in the distance that are swerving and trying to fall over again. Just beyond this light pole right here. You'll see them in the distance. More power poles that are outdated and need to be having their power lines into the ground. Another motorcyclist coming over on my side. See, all the power poles down there have problems too. All of them. We need better infrastructure by putting the power lines into the ground. Like I said, I'm the best in the world at giving you the information. Pardon my constituency for being rude and pumping up that motorcycle. I apologize for that. I really do. I can't control society, but I can only control myself. I am so sorry to say that to you. Thank you. Thank you for staying by with me. Again, more trees, more problems. More trees, more problems. More trees, more problems. We are having problems everywhere in the city of Orange. They're everywhere. Everywhere, I tell you. Excuse me, my throat is getting raspy because I'm speaking so loud. Because I'm loud, because I care about this. I'm passionate about this for you. More trees, more problems. It's like that song, more is more problems, right? More money, more problems. More women, more problems, right? Just trying to give you some unvarnished, off-the-cuff conversations while covering things too. You can't always be perfect as a journalist. Don't strive for perfection. Strive to be accurate. We're almost done with our walk. We'll be done at an hour on the dot. More trees, more problems. More trees, more problems. They're curved, they're ready to fall, everything, right? Again, I apologize for that motorcyclist for pumping up his motorcycle. I apologize for that. I can't control anybody but myself. So in journalism, you are in control of your own environment. You can't control what happens in that environment because you can only control yourself in that environment. You got to control what you do, not what other people do. Okay? That is what journalism is supposed to be. You control your environment by having great self-control with yourself. You hear? More tree, more problem. This one's wanting to fall over too. Look at how it's sprouting up out of the ground and curving. When I get to that light, we'll be finished with our conversation and our walkthrough today. Again, more trees, more problems. More poles, more problems. Everywhere. I showed you about 10 to 15 poles. So I want you to do the math of factor of 100. So there's at least 150 bad poles. If there's at least that, that's a huge problem infrastructurally. Factor of 10, factor of 15. You choose to do the math of how you see fit. Okay? You choose to do the math. I'll choose to give you the facts and the evidence. Okay. Breathing so nice. We're about a minute and change from ending day one. Okay? That's it, right? Unfiltered, raw, authentic, no edits. Because this is the way it should be. You should be able to see fidgeting in cameras, me stumbling like that, because if you don't catch those, that means it's an edited process. You're not trying to show how human you are. You're not trying to invite your audience to understand you're a human. You can make mistakes, but it's always good to have your audience see those things. It's always okay to be human in front of your audience. It's okay to make a mistake, but it's always beneficial to apologize when you make those mistakes as a journalist. More polls, more problems, more trees, more problems. That is going to conclude today in about 15 seconds. I really appreciate you guys walking with me today and seeing some evidence of how bad cities are ran.